Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to work on a Taco Bell Beefy Melt burritos, very similar to one of the other burritos that I did recently. That was a Pioneer Woman recipe. This is a Taco Bell copycat. And I also did some Fiesta Potato Taco Bell copycat situation. You need to go back and look at that video too, because that was good. This is a Beefy Melt burrito, and it's got some crunchy in it, and it's also got like the soft taco shell and all that. Let me finish cooking this and go ahead and drain it, and then I will get back to you in a second. Okay, y'all, so I drained the meat, and now we're going to put in our taco seasoning. I'll try to link it below, that way you'll know the measurements. I am doubling this recipe because it's just not enough for our family. So you need to take that into consideration when you make it. You need to add about a half a cup of water. I'll turn this back on. I may add some more because I don't like a little tiny amount. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to cook this on low until it's warmed and cooked through. And then we're going to add a can of refried beans to this. Now, like I said, I'm doubling. So I'm going to put the whole can of try one more time. Refried beans in. And the recipe only calls for 1 cup. But like I said, I'm doubling, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the whole can in. And that'll spread it further. So it should be fine. And I'm just trying to get everything warmed up. So I'm going to let this simmer for just a few minutes. And then we'll put the beans in. Also, you're going to need some Mexican rice. I had a pack of... Let me get the pack. I had some of this. It's Spanish rice. It's Knorr Spanish rice. I figured that'll be good enough. So I just made a pack of that separately. But the recipe does call for an instant Mexican rice or cooked Mexican rice. Whatever. You do need to cook it first. So I've already cooked it, and it's over here by itself. But you'll need that when you assemble. You're also going to need a bag of Doritos or corn chips, either one. Or you could even probably do plain tortilla chips, but they don't have that much flavor, so I would probably go with the Doritos or the corn chips. We're going to go with Doritos today. And that's going to be our crunch factor. So we do have like some little things that we have to work in there, but I'm using like double everything on mine. Alright, so get this warmed up, and then I don't know if my spoon's gonna fit. Go ahead and take your refried beans out of the can, and I'm gonna mix that with the meat. We always get fat free, but you don't have to. You can get just the original. And you can get any brand. I just got the cheapest. And then I'm going to try to mix all this in together. Now I'm going to go by the recipe where the assembly is supposed to be rice is separate. But typically I probably would have put the rice, the beans, and the meat all together. But we'll do it separately this time, just so I can show y'all how to do it. And you're going to need the 10-inch size tortillas. Those are the big burritos size. Let me see. I think I have them right here. You're going to need this size. The real big ones. Alright, so just continue combining this and warming it up. And you're really basically ready for assembly. It's just that easy. Cook some meat, season it with taco seasoning. Then once you've drained off the grease, mix your refried beans with it, and you're ready. Alright, I'm going to get everything warmed up, and then I'll meet you back here with everything else, and then I'll assemble it and show you all the other ingredients. I'll see you back here in a few. Okay, y'all, so it's time to assemble. So, you need to warm everything up. You're going to also use, I can do this without, like a cheese dip of some sort. I used On the Border, but Walmart does have a generic. So just whatever you like, it'll be fine. We got some crushed Doritos. You can use corn chips. I've got my Spanish rice here, but you can use Mexican rice if you can find that. And I just made the Knorr brand, which I had talked to you about. We already made that separate. You could, of course, combine it with your meat and bean mixture. And then, of course, we got some sour cream and shredded cheese. So you're just going to put this here. Okay, some rice. I'm just gonna kind of do about half of the meat mixture. That's the amount of rice I'm gonna use. Okay, and then I crushed my Doritos so it'd just be easier to fold and everything. And you're just gonna do a little thin layer of those. And we're gonna have our cheese dip, of course. 1 spoonful of the cheese dip. And I did warm it. And some shredded cheddar. And a spoon of sour cream. And I think green onions would be good too. So I'm going to kind of put the sour cream in there and kind of, so it kind of be the length of burrito. And then next is just folding it, but I'm going to switch this around. Let's do it this way instead. Okay, there we go. It's really easy, simple. And you can put it in the microwave to get it even hotter. That's it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to work on a fairly easy recipe. It's called garlic butter steak bites with potatoes. And I've already been prepping. So while this oil's heating up, I'll talk to you about the things I've already done. You can use a steak in this recipe, a sirloin or a strip loin cut into 1-inch pieces. I just went and got some stew meat. And what you're wanting to do is, you need to generously salt and pepper this and let it sit for room temperature for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, and the next thing that I did to prep for the recipe is I bought these potatoes from Walmart, but I think you can also get them at Publix. And it's basically about 1.5 pounds of little small yellow potatoes. And you're going to take these potatoes, wash them, and cut them in half, and then microwave them for about 7 minutes. When they come out, they're going to be a little bit tender. And so you could literally kind of mush them with your hand, but they're still firm. So that's what you need to do, part of the prep work. I also have some minced garlic and chopped onion, and as well as some of our seasonings and stuff that we're going to add to it. You can also use iron skillet to make this, but I'm just going to use just a regular regular skillet. I'm already starting to get my oil hot and ready for the first part of the recipe. Alright, so let me give this just a few more minutes to heat up and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. So, heat is ready to go. And we're going to go ahead and add a tablespoon of butter. We're going to melt this in our pan. And I already had quite a bit of oil in here to help with everything. And I'm on medium-high heat right now. So I'm going to put my microwave potatoes in the pan. And what I'm going to do is we're going to just toss this around. Get some butter on them. And we're going to cook them for 5 to 7 minutes. And then we're going to come back and do the rest of our recipe. The recipe calls for Italian seasoning. I would like to put thyme in it instead. So I'm going to put a teaspoon of thyme instead of a little bit of more. Instead of the Italian seasoning. So we need to toss all this around. And we're going to continue to stir it and everything. We need to try to get it just a little bit crispy on the edges, 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'll come right back and we'll do the rest of the recipe. Okay, y'all, so we're at our 7-minute mark. Now would be the time that we were going to add our onion. And we're going to let that cook for just a few more minutes. And then we're going to take all of this out and cook our meat. So cook this for another 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, y'all, so I removed the potatoes and the onions out. We're going to put our last of our oil, which I've already done, and then we're going to add our last tablespoon of butter. And this is on medium-high heat because we need to hurry up and get this melted. And we're wanting to sear the meat really good, really well. And then we're going to add our garlic at the very end because I don't want it to burn. Alright, so turn your heat back down to medium. And then put the meat in the skillet. And I did a little bit extra than what the recipe called for, but it should work out perfectly. Alright, so we're just going to sear this just like we did the potatoes, and I'll be back in just a few. Okay, y'all, so this is not cooked all the way through, but for the most part these are cooked and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and add my potatoes and onions back in. And I'm going to give it just a few minutes to heat back up. And then I'm going to put my garlic in. Let it finish cooking. But it's ready to go. It really didn't take that long. It was a lot of just waiting for everything to kind of combine. Cook through. And you can by all means use a iron skillet, but this just shows you don't have to. I'm going to add the garlic in and let this just finish cooking and warming up. So give it just a few minutes, literally just a few, and then you can go ahead and serve it to your family. But it should be Real good comforting dish and really cheap and easy to prepare. The meat costs the most, but you know, nowadays it just kind of does. But that's it. If you would like to see more recipes like this, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.